Good morning, job seekers. This is Jamela Henry, aka Career Coach, and also the admin behind the group Job Seekers Guide to Career Success. I hope everyone is having a great morning so far. If you didn't have a chance, I put up an intro video about a week ago, letting you know that I will start going back to doing videos to anyone who just joined the group recently within the last, I would say, 60 to 90 days. I used to do videos all the time sharing different tips. And I'm going to go back to doing that again, especially since it's the end of the year and a lot of people are looking for jobs as their New Year's resolution. So just helpful tips that will help you in your search and as you transition into a new job or to a new career or whatever it may be. So first I'm going to talk about, well, today's topic will be on the amount of time spent looking at your resume and how that whole process works. So basically, 40% of employers use ATS system, which is an automatic tracking system. So what happens is you submit your resume and your resume goes through this system. The system looks for keywords that are identical to words that are in the job description. And then the system feeds the resume to the recruiter for the recruiter to review. And then the recruiter, I don't know what's up with me this morning, but anyway, the recruiter reviews the resume and then determines if it is eligible to be forwarded over to the hiring manager. So that's one way. The other way is what most employers do is where you submit your resume online and then the resume goes over to a recruiter into the database, and then a recruiter goes through the database based off of whatever filter they may use. They may use based off of your location. They may use based off of your last employer, whatever filter they use. And then they'll select your resume, they'll review it, and then they'll determine if you are eligible to be forwarded over to the hiring manager for review. Some of the things that they look for is also keywords. What are some of the things that you have on your resume that matches up with the job description? They also look at, on the job description, it has two sections. It has a preferred qualifications and a required qualifications. So they're also looking to see if you meet the required qualifications, which may be, for example, you may be required to have a bachelor's degree, or you may be required to have some type of certification. So they're looking for that on your resume. And then once they determine if you meet those qualifiers, then they forward your information over to the hiring manager. Once it goes to the hiring manager, they spend about 5 to 10 seconds reviewing your resume because they know what they're looking for off the bat. They know who's qualified, who's not qualified. So they skim your resume and say yes or no. And then they determine if they want to move forward to an interview. So that's that part of the process. So your question may be, well, how do I get to the interview process? How do I go from the recruiter's hands all the way over to the manager making a decision on me being eligible for an interview? So the main thing I would say is to focus on keywords. Look at the job description and make sure that you have words from the job description into your resume, because not only will you pass the automatic tracking system, you will also pass the review of the recruiter. So make sure that you put the keywords in. Also, look at the qualifications. For the required qualifications, one, you want to make sure that you meet them. And if you do, highlight them, bold them, put them in front of the recruiters and the manager's face to say, hey, I meet these qualifications that you have, that you're looking for. And then also make sure that your resume is eligible, readable. You want to make sure that it looks good. You want to make sure that there is no spelling errors, because you can meet all the qualifications and then your resume looks a mess and the person is just like, no, I can't do this. They meet the qualifications, but I just cannot move forward because this person didn't even invest into their resume. So those are some tips. And then also, if you are a contractor, a temporary employee, and you have several jobs within the last few years, if you meet the qualifications, it's likely that you're not going to even make it into the hands of the manager. And that may be the reason why you're going from temp job to temp job, because you keep submitting your resume to employers and you're not getting a response back. The reason being is because you're not explaining why why you are working as a contractor. You're not explaining why you're working as a temporary employee. So that's when a cover letter comes in. You may be working as a contractor, temporary employee because of family issues, whatever it may be, but you want to disclose that in a cover letter. So you want to attach a cover letter, basically giving an explanation of why you had multiple jobs within the last few years. So you don't have to go into full detail, but just kind of give a brief overview of why you had several employers, and then also just give them hope or some type of explanation of why you feel this will be a good position for you long term, because they're looking for someone to be in that role for a long period of time, and not someone that's just flying by and they have to hire again. So you want to make that known also as to how serious you are about staying in this role. So those are a couple pointers. Hopefully someone will be able to get something from this video, and I will be back next week with a 5-minute video sharing another topic. So I hope everyone has a great day. Happy hump day. Bye.